Hello lovely people, welcome to my YouTube channel. The name is Ohemaa Papabi. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a simple box beaded bag. Very simple and very nice. Let's get started. So these are my items. This is what I'm going to use. This is my fishing line. As you all can see, I'm using a yellow and a white bead. So this is my yellow box bead and this is my white box bead, and this is my scissors. I've already done the handle, so if you want to learn how to do it, just go to my previous videos. Let's get started. So that's my fishing line, as you all can see. So you pick 4 beads. You pick 4. We are starting with the yellow bead, so you put 3 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. As I'm doing, very simple. So this is how it should look like. Then you pick 3 beads, you put 2 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. So you put 2 on the left fishing line as I'm doing. Then you cross with 1. It's very tiny, so you have to take your time. So this is how it should look like. This is how it should look like. Very simple. So you pick another 3 beads. You put 2 on the left fishing line. Then you cross with 1. This is how it should look like. So we want 12 lanes. So now we have 3 lanes. So you pick another 3 beads, you put 2 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. So now we have 4 lanes. We want 12. So as you are doing, you'll be counting it. We'll make it really easier for you. So you pick another 3 beads, you put 2 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. I'm doing it slowly so that first learners will be able to do it really fast and learn it properly. So you pick another 3 beads. So now we have 5 lanes. So this is the 6th lane. Pick another 3 beads. You put 2 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. So now we have 6 lanes. So this is the 7th lane. So you do the same exact thing till you get to the 12th lane. So you pick 3 beads. You put 2 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1 as I'm doing. So now we have 7 lanes. So you pick another 3 beads, you put 2 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. It's very simple and easier to do. You just have to pay attention. So let's move on. Don't forget we want 12 lanes. So as you're doing, you'll be counting it. So you pick another 3 beads, you put 2 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. So now this is our 9th lane. So let's move on to our 10th lane. You pick 3 beads, the same exact thing. You put 2 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. So I'm crossing with 1. Yeah. So let's move on. So this is our 11th lane. So you pick 3 beads, you put 2 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1, as I'm doing. So now we have 11 lanes. We are left with the last lane. This is our 11th lane. So this is our last lane. So this one, you put both the 3 beads on the left fishing line. You put all the 3 beads on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. So this is how it should look like. So now we have 12 lanes. So this is how it should look like. Then you pick another 3 beads. You put 2 on the left fishing line. Then you cross with 1. Very simple and easy to do. So you do the next one. So you put the right fishing line into the next bead. So our fishing line is in 2 beads now. So you pick 2 beads, just 2 beads. Then you put 1 on the left fishing line, as I'm doing. Then you cross with 1. Then you put the right fishing line into the next bead. So this is how it's gonna look like. So you'll be repeating the same exact thing till you get to the last bead. So you repeat the same exact thing till you get to the last bead. So this is how your bead should look like. Very simple. It should look like this. So if you are doing it and it doesn't look like this, that means you're not doing it the right way. So this is how it should look like. Very simple. So now we have 8 lanes. So we'll be using the yellow as our base, because earlier I said we'll be using white and yellow bead mixed together. But the reason why we started with the yellow bead is because I want the yellow bead to be our lane. So let's continue. So now you cross with 1, and then you move on. So you'll be doing the same exact thing till you get to the last bead. You do the same exact thing till you get to the last bead. Very simple and easy to do. If you think you're getting it wrongly, you just go back, you just repeat it over and over again till you get it correctly. So now you put 2 beads, then you cross with 1. So you put the right fishing line into the next bead, as I'm doing. You are putting it into the next bead. Our fishing line is very tiny, so you just have to take your time. Don't rush in doing it. So you pick 2 beads. You put 1 on the left fishing line. Then you cross with 1. Very easy and simple to do. So you put the right fishing line into the next bead. So that's our next bead. Okay. So you pick 2 beads. You put 1 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1, as I'm doing. Very simple and easy to do. So you'll be repeating that till you get the last bead. right fishing line into the last bead. Just take your time in doing it. Then you pick 2 yellow beads. This time you are not putting the bead on the left fishing line, you are putting it on the right fishing line. So you put 1 on the right fishing line, then you cross with 1. Then you cross with 1. So this is how you should look like. So this is how your bead should look like. Very simple and nice. Okay, so let's move on. You pick another 3 beads, you put 2 on the right fishing line, then you cross with 1. Then you cross with 1. I'll be making the yellow bead. Starting with this one, I'll be making it 9 lanes. I want 9 lanes. So now I have just 2 lanes, so I want 9 lanes before I start mixing the yellow and the white bead together. So you continue, you do it like this till you get to the 9th lane, then you start mixing it together. We want 24 lanes. So this is a different lane, so we want 24 lanes. When we started we had 12 lanes, so now we want 24 lanes. So you continue and then do it like this. No, sorry, we want 25 lanes. Yeah, 25 lanes rather. So now I'll be making the yellow 9 lanes, only the yellow. I'll be making it 9 lanes before I start mixing the white and the yellow bead together. I'll be mixing it together to get the 20 feet, to get to the 20 feet lane. So the yellow will just be 9, and then mixing the white and the yellow bead together, then we'll get to the 20 feet lane. So you'll be doing it like this till you get to the 9th lane. That's for the yellow alone, and then you start mixing it together on both sides. So when you get to the yellow, so when you get to the 9th lane, then you start mixing both the white and the yellow together. So you'll be doing it on both sides. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying, but when you get there, you understand. So this is what we've gotten. So now we have 24 lanes. We are left with the 25th lane. So the yellow, I had 9 lanes, so I've mixed both the white and the yellow bead on both sides. So that's how it's gonna look like. Very simple. So when you are done with the 9th lane, then you mix the color on both sides. So now let's count to get the 24, 23, 24. So this is our 24th lane. So we are left with 1 lane. So now we are about to do our 25th lane to get the 25 lanes, because we want 25 lanes before we fold. So you pick 3 beads, you put 2 on the right fishing line as I'm doing, then you cross with 1. So this is how it will look like. Then you put your left fishing line into the white bead. That's the next bead. Then you pick 2 white beads. You pick 2 white beads. Then you put 1 on the right fishing line. Then you cross with 1. Then you cross with 1. So you put the left fishing line into the next bead. That's the yellow bead. So you pick 2 yellow beads, you put 1 on the right fishing line, then you cross with 1. Make sure you tighten it to make it really tight. So you put your fishing line into the next bead. That's the white bead. So you pick 2 white beads, you put 1 on the right fishing line, then you cross with 1. Then you make sure you tighten. Then you put your left fishing line into the yellow bead. That's the next bead. As I'm doing, you just have to take your time. So you pick 2 yellow beads, you put 1 on the right fishing line, then you cross with 1. Then you cross with 1. So you put the left fishing line into the next bead. That's the white bead. So you'll be doing that till you get the last bead. So now on the last bead, you put the left fishing line into the last bead. That's the white bead. Pick 2 white beads, you put one on the left fishing line. This time you put it on the left fishing line, as I've done. This time I don't want to cross. That's the last one, so I want to tighten it. I want to tighten, so this is how you do it. Very simple. Very simple. So now we have our 25 lanes. So now we are going to fold it. So it will be 10, 10, and 5 will be our base. So now you count 10. So that's our 10th lane. Then you count another 10 on your right side, as I'm doing. 10 on the left, 10 on the right. So now we are folding it. So you first fold, either on the left first or on the right first. So I folded my own, and then you fold the other side also. So this is how it will look like. So we have 5 as our base. So this is how it's gonna. So you count 10 and 10, and then the 5 will be our base, making it 25. So it's gonna look like this. Very simple. So now we are going to fill both sides. So now you pick your thread and then you count. So when you get to the 10th lane, you put in your fishing line. So you are putting it into these 2 bays. Then you put it on one of the bays. So your fishing line will be into these 2 bays. Then you pick 2 beads, 2 yellow beads. So we are starting with the yellow. Then you put one on the left fishing line. Then you cross with one. When filling both sides, you have to first start like this. Very good. And then you put the right fishing line into the next bead. Now we are picking a white bead. So you pick 2 white bead. You put one on the left fishing line, then you cross with one. Then you cross with one. Sorry. Make sure you tighten it to make it really tight. So this is how it's gonna look like. So you put the fishing line into the next lane, then you pick 2 yellow beads. You put one on the left fishing line, then you cross with one as I'm doing. So this is how it's gonna look like. Then you put your right fishing line into the next bead. Then you pick 2 beads. This time you're gonna put your fishing line into these 2 beads. To these 2 beads. So you pick just 1 yellow bead, just 1 bead, 1 yellow bead, then you cross. Then you cross. So this is how it would look like. Very simple and nice. So you put your right fishing line into the next bead. Okay. Then you pick 2 yellow beads. You put one on the right fishing line, then you cross with one. So you'll be repeating the same exact thing. Very simple. Till you fill both sides. So you pick 2 white beads. You put one on your right fishing line, then you cross with one. So yellow and white, yellow and white, yellow and white, yellow and white. That's how you mix it. So now you pick 2 yellow beads, you put one on the right fishing line, then you cross with one. Very simple, just do it gradually. You don't have to rush, just take your time and do it. So this is for the first learners, or let me say new beginners. So this is how it's gonna look like. Very simple. So if you think you're getting it wrongly, you just go back and then you start doing it again. So that's how it's gonna make you do it the right way. So now we are putting our left fishing line into the white bead. Then we pick 2 white beads. We put one on the right fishing line, then we cross with one. So now we are crossing with one. So we are crossing with one. So now you put your left fishing line into these 2 beads as I'm doing. So you continue till you get there. You continue till you finish both sides. So now we are done with one side, so we are left with the other side. So this is how it should look like. We are left to the other side. We are done with the other side also. So this is how your bag should look like. So now we are moving on to the handle. So you count 2 lanes, so that means the one in the middle. Then you count 1, 2, 3. So we are using that one. So you put your fishing line in 1 bead, then you pick 3 beads, you put 2 on the right fishing line, then you cross with 1. So you put 2 on the right fishing line, then you cross with 1, as I'm doing. So we are making the handle. If you want to learn how to make the handle, go check my previous videos. So you put the left fishing line into the next bead, as I'm doing. So we are making the handle. So this time you not pick 3 beads, you pick 2 beads, put 1 on the right fishing line, then you cross with 1. Then you cross with 1. So this is how it will look like. So you put the left fishing line into the last bead, as I'm doing. You pick 2 beads, put 1 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. You can decide to use white bead for the handle, but I prefer to use the yellow bead for the handle. So you pick 3 beads. This time you not put it on the right fishing line, put it on the left fishing line. Put 2 on the left fishing line. Then you cross with 1. You cross with 1. So this time we are putting our right fishing line into the next 2 beads. We're putting it into the next 2 beads. So this time you cross with just 1 bead. We'll be crossing with just 1 bead. So you cross with just 1 bead. If you are lost on this side, make sure you restart it again. It'll make it really simple for you to do. So we'll be putting our right fishing line into the next 2 beads. And this bead also. Then you cross with just 1 bead. So you cross with just 1 bead. So you put right fishing line into the next bead. That's the last bead. Then you put your left fishing line also into this bead because you are ending it. Then you pick one bead, you cross with just one bead. You cross with one bead like this. So this is how it will look like. So this is how it's gonna look like. So now let's move on to the next side. So you count 1 2 1 2. So the third one, you count 1 2 3. So you put your fishing line into that bead, just that one bead. Then you pick 3 beads, you put 2 on the right fishing line, then you cross with 1. You'll be doing the same exact thing as you did on this side. Then you put your left fishing line into the next bead. Then you pick 2 beads. You put 1 on the right fishing line, then you cross with 1. So now you put your right fishing line into the next bead, your left fishing line rather. Then you pick 2 yellow beads. You put 1 on the left fishing line, then you cross with 1. Make sure you tighten it. So you make sure you tighten it. Then you pick 3 beads. You put 2 on the left fishing line. Then you cross with 1. Then you put your right fishing line into this 2 beads. Just take your time in doing it. You put it into the next 2 beads. Then you cross with 1 bead. Then you put your right fishing line into the next 2 beads. That's the yellow and the white bead. Then you cross with just 1 bead. Then you put your right fishing line into the next bead. That's the last bead. Then you put your left fishing line into the next bead also. That's the last bead. Okay, so this is how it will be like. Then you cross with one bead. So you'll be doing the same exact thing on the other side also, as we've done here. We'll be doing the same exact thing on the other side. So now you are tying it. Make sure you tighten it. And use your scissors to cut it. So you'll be doing the same exact thing on this side also. So now we are done. We are done with both sides. So this is how it will look like. Very beautiful. So these are handles. So you pick your fishing line. So you put your fishing line in one bead like this. Then you pick two beads. You put one on the left fishing line. Then you put one on the right fishing line. We are fixing the handles. So when you get to this stage, you have to be very careful and you have to take your time also. So this is how it's going to be like. So we are fixing our handles. Then we put our right fishing line into this bead. We are crossing it. And then we put our left fishing line also in the same bead. So this is how it's gonna be like. So this is how it will look like. Make sure you tighten it. So this is how I'm fixing my handles. You can also decide to fix it the way you want, but this is how I'm fixing mine. Then you put your right fishing line into this bead. That's the next bead. Then you put your left fishing line into the next bead. Then you pick two beads. You put one on the left fishing line. Then you put one on the right fishing line. This is how it's going to be like. Then you cross. So you are crossing with this bead. So you put it in this bead. You put your right fishing line in this bead. So this is how it will look like. Then you put your left fishing line on the other side also, on this bead. To make it really simple and easy. So this is how it's going to be like. Then you tighten it. So my handle is fixed. As you all can see, very simple. You just have to make sure you tighten it. So now I'm tightening it to make it really tight. So that's how you're gonna fix your handle. You can choose to fix it any way you want, but this is how I'm fixing mine. And I think this one is easy. You just have to take your time in doing it. So I'm fixing the other side. So you put your fishing line. So then you put 2 beads. Put one on the left fishing line, then you put one on the right fishing line. So I'm crossing with this bead. So that's my right fishing line. You just have to take your time. It's very simple. Then you put your left fishing line also into that same bead. Just take your time in doing it. Okay. Just make sure you tighten it really tight. Yes, as you can see. So you put it in the next bead. So I'm putting my right fishing line into the next bead. Okay. Then you put the left fishing line into the next bead. So you can turn it to make it really simple. So you pick 2 beads, you put one on the left fishing line, then you put one on the right fishing line. So this is how it's gonna be like. And you put it into this bead. Then you put the left one also into the next bead. Very simple. We are done. So you just make sure you tighten it to make it really tight. So I'm making it tight. I'm putting my fishing line through the bead to make it really tight before I tie it up. So now I'm tying it. It's very simple and easy to do. Then you cut it. So now we are left to the other side. So you are left to fix the other side. So this is how your bag will look like. Very beautiful and nice.